Hey YouTube, Aiden/just Aiden here today with a little bit of a clickbaity title, but I think it might be true. So, of course, I've been searching for mouthpieces for all my horns for a long time. I think the longest one I have running is my Greg Black 1G, .312 throat, number 2 backbore. I have 2 of these, and I think I've gone through 5 or 6. And I have like the 2 best ones that I've found, and I use one at work and I use one for everything else. And honestly, really happy with these mouthpieces. I don't think I'm going to change these anytime soon. They're really great. They kind of just do everything. They play high, they play low, and I love the sound. So I've been really happy with this. I do have a bunch of bass trombone mouthpieces sitting around, and I have some really nice ones sitting around, but I have not felt the need to even really try them because I like the Greg Black so much. So cool. I've been using that for I think 2 years, maybe like 2+ years, something like that. Obviously went through a bunch of stuff before that, but these are almost the longest lasting mouthpieces I think I've ever used on bass trombone. So yes, I'm glad. I've not been actively searching for anything on bass trombone. A little more recently, I found this at my friend Ben Hansen's place. It's a Schilke 5359. It has a Schilke 53 rim, which is like a 3 size, with a 59 cup, which is like their medium bass trombone cup. And this is what I use on euphonium. Really, euphonium mouthpieces tend to be a little, it's like they're not too small, but they don't really let me put the air through that I want to. I wouldn't be mad about getting like a Stephen Mead series like SM3, SM2, but honestly, since finding this, I have not been actively looking for a euphonium mouthpiece because this plays high, plays low, and man, it just makes a massive sound. And that's the biggest thing I look for in any mouthpiece is the sound. So really happy with this too. I guess this is the most recent after those. I've been looking for a contra mouthpiece because I had these Joseph Clear mouthpieces were on either side of the Goldilocks spectrum. One was way too big, one was way too small, and neither of them did everything that I wanted. So I borrowed from a friend a Bruno Till's mouthpiece, the KB3, Contrabass 3 mouthpiece, and I was like, whoa, this does everything that I want, and it sounds really good, and it's like just exactly in the middle. It's not too deep, it's not too shallow, it's not too open in the backbore and the throat. But he wanted it back, and I was like, dang, how am I going to get this mouthpiece? Because they do not sell these in the United States. And then luckily I had a friend who also plays contrabass, who's playing a different mouthpiece, sell his Bruno Till's mouthpieces. And I got this KB 2.5, which I think is probably just a little bit smaller than the KB3, for a pretty good price. And so far, totally happy with it. I'm sure it's a little smaller than the 3, but I don't know where. I don't know these mouthpieces that well. And it makes a good trombone sound. It's not too hard to play. I've been getting way better at contra. You guys haven't seen it, of course, because I'm too embarrassed to show you how bad I am at contra. But really happy with this. Not looking on purpose for a contra mouthpiece, which is all I want. And this one is much more recent. Obviously, I've been playing the 3B a lot at work because that's what I play almost mostly. Lately, it's been a lot of third trombone at work. Ooh, I need to clean this. And so, obviously, I need a good mouthpiece for that. And so I've been looking. I had a nice 90s 6.5 AL. That's not it. There it is. That I was using that I kind of liked. It wasn't bad. And then I just got a crazy deal on this Mount Vernon 6.5 AL that just has the sound. Like, it doesn't feel radically different than my 90s mouthpiece. The rim is a little bit different, but the sound is just like a whole different world. Like the 6.5 AL is like, it's good. And this is like, whoa, well, how is this much sound being produced by just this mouthpiece? So really happy with this as well. I still have to just like be good at it. It's really difficult to go through all these different rim sizes and then go all the way down to the 6.5 size. It would be nice to have something with like a 4 rim size, maybe 5, that did this. But honestly, I'm not really willing to compromise that much. I want to sound like this, and the rim is whatever. I can deal with that. So not looking for a small trombone mouthpiece, at least for now. And I've probably put more time into this than a lot of my other mouthpieces. And then yesterday, luckily enough, I got this in the mail. This is a, let's see, let's start at the beginning of it. Greg Black, Joseph Alessi, 3.5M. So in the past, I've had a bunch of Greg Black New York mouthpieces, which are kind of the successor to the Alessi series. Long story short, Joseph Alessi played Greg Black's for a while. He developed a mouthpiece with Greg Black, and then he moved to Griego, however many years ago it was, like 10 years ago, and he was like, you can't use my name anymore, and the design of the mouthpiece can't be exactly the same. So Greg didn't want to stop making kind of that mouthpiece-ish, so he called it the New York mouthpiece, and he changed a couple things. And they're really good mouthpieces still. They're not bad by any means, but the original Alessis are kind of where it's at. There's still some like really top players that are playing Greg Black Alessis rather than the Greg Black New Yorks. And you guys have seen, I've gone through a bunch of these Greg Black New Yorks. I had a 1.25, I had a 1.5M, this is a 1.5. I don't even know where I got this one actually. I had a 3.5, which is the same size as this, and I had a 3. Wow, I had a bunch of these things. And none of them just did all of it for me. The New York has kind of like a rounder rim. It's a little bit wider, and I really don't like wide rims or round rims. So like I would get this awesome sound, but I just like didn't want to play it. And the one size, which is what I have right here, it's just a little too big, especially for my current trombone. One thing that he did was he made the throats all 0.295 of an inch on the larger New York mouthpieces, and I think that really just doesn't balance out with my Bach artisan trombone, which is already pretty open. So with that larger throat, it just doesn't play well. And his older pieces have the smaller, I don't know, 280 or something. I don't even know what it is. I don't know the actual designation. And so this has like a slightly sharper rim. It's got a smaller throat. This other stuff, the more modern stuff. And just, wow. I played it yesterday for the first time, and I have been playing also a pretty good mouthpiece, Greg Black 4G, 5G medium. And this pretty much does everything that the 4G, 5G does, just with like 20% more sound, better articulations, a way better low range. This thing is like kind of special. So we'll see if I keep using it. It is definitely different. I have to get used to the rim. I got really used to this 4G, 5G rim, and it's honestly pretty comfortable. I like it. So I have to get used to this. If I don't get used to it, then I'll sell it, and this search will continue. But if I do like it, this is probably like nearly a lifetime mouthpiece for the large tenor. So I made this video because obviously I've been searching and I've been buying mouthpieces for a long time, especially for large tenor. I think there's probably like 7 or 8 in that drawer right now that I've used in the last like 6 months, because I'm just like, come on, something has to work. And the Greg Black 4G, 5G I've been using for like the last few weeks, and I'm like, yeah, this could be it, because I just played a gig on it and it felt awesome. Now I got this, which is like the next step up and maybe my last step. I would love to not be searching for mouthpieces anymore. Doesn't mean I won't buy them if they like good prices and stuff, but I won't be actively looking for any, which is all I want. I know you guys probably really tired of me keep buying things and saying I'm going to use stuff forever, but that's always my goal, is to just find something and use it for the rest of my life. So there we go. I got 5 mouthpieces. Hopefully I can use them for a bit. See you guys next time.